What's up, everybody? It's Chris from the Rewired Soul, where we talk about the problem but focus on the solution. And this is a brand new series I want to start called Living with Anxiety and Depression, because I want to start this because even though my life is just exponentially better since I started really working on my mental health, like these are things that I still struggle with, just like everybody else. These are things that come and go, and I have more tools to work with them. But I wanted to do this series so I can share with you my experience and the tools that I use to get through it. Because just for example, this weekend, it hit me just out of nowhere. So Saturday, I had an amazing day. Amazing day. We went out to the lake for a work event, took my son, got a boat. I was cruising. It was great. It was really relaxing too. Even got a little sunburnt. That's why I was red in my video the other day, if you saw it. But anyways, it just hit me out of nowhere. Anxiety, a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression. And it's crazy because, you know, when it was happening and I was thinking about everything that's been going on, because the first thing I try to do is try to dissect it. I try to find out what the trigger was. And this is something I highly suggest that you do too. Like, look for the trigger. Like, see what it was that triggered this thing. Now, me, I suffer from a generalized anxiety disorder, so it can pop up out of nowhere. Nothing even has to trigger it. So I was looking for a trigger, and it was really hard. And when it happens, it's really difficult too, because I make these videos of, you know, the solutions, and I have the depression hacks and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, if you're struggling with those depression hacks and stuff like that, and or you're just trying to start a new routine, I get it. It's very difficult, and in no way do I mean to make those videos sound like, hey, just do this and it'll flip a switch and all of a sudden serotonin comes. Because when you're in the middle, just spiraling out of control in depression or anxiety, it's very, very, very difficult to think of solutions. It's like being just blinded by a snowstorm. It's crazy. And that's what happened to me. Now, what I have to do is I really have to be mindful of when anxiety and depression hit me, because our mental illness manifests in a lot of different ways. For me, it comes out in frustration, annoyance, anger, and things like that. And I have to be very mindful of that, because if I'm not, I can take it out on the wrong people. I can take it out on my son, my girlfriend, my family members. If it happens at work, I can take it out on clients, or I could take it out on, you know, my coworkers or my boss or whoever. So I really have to watch it. And yeah, my manifests into anger or frustration. And so, you know, I really noticed it was getting bad, and it was kind of peaking when my son and I went to Walmart. I was just looking for something very simple. I was looking for some aloe vera cream for my sunburn, and it just seemed like everybody and their mom decided that they were going to go to Walmart at the same time and go to the exact section that I needed to. So my anxiety's building, I have my son with me, and I'm just trying to keep it together, and it was really, really difficult. And that's one of the things I love about mindfulness, is that you can practice it anywhere. And I was trying to do some anchoring techniques, some breathing ones, and while I was out in public, it was very difficult, because not only do I get generalized anxiety disorder, but when that hits, a lot of the social crowded place anxiety also hits, so it was very difficult. But like I always say, you know, this channel is talking about the problem but focusing on the solution, so I want to let you know some things that I did. I meditated probably about 5 different times throughout the day. Sunday. And I just did it, you know, I did it in the morning, I did it kind of mid-morning, I did it after lunch, and every single time I do it, it kind of gives me, I don't know, at least an hour, maybe 2 hours of just kind of like, some peace and calm. And it's cool because I teach my son mindfulness, so if I tell him like, hey, daddy's gonna go meditate real quick, he's like, all right, cool, you know, and he leaves me alone and lets me, you know, get my meditate on. But Like, I had to put a lot of effort into it. I had to keep doing it. I had to keep trying. Because what happens for a lot of us is that when we don't treat our anxiety and depression, we do unhealthy behaviors. I'm not even gonna lie. There was a time yesterday when I was sitting in the car with my son and I was just trying to hold it together, and this little tiny voice crept up in my head, and it was like, you know, if you got high right now, a lot of this stuff would go away. Like, even with 5 years sober, that thought creeps in my head. But I'm pretty much now, it's just like, get out of here, right? But even if you're watching this and you're not a drug addict or an alcoholic, just be cognizant of the fact that that little voice creeps in our head and it wants us to do unhealthy behaviors that aren't gonna help. Yours might be shopping. Yours might be self-harm. Yours might be sleeping with random people. Anything we can do to escape it. And mindfulness really helps me turn towards it and embrace it, which is very, very difficult. But I wanna say this. After all the meditation I did and stuff like that yesterday on Sunday, it didn't go away. And this morning I woke up and it was still kind of lingering there, and a beautiful, amazing thing happened. As I was driving my son home to drop him off with his mom, he started future tripping. You know, he's only 8 years old, but kids future trip. And he's worried about going into the 3rd grade. And he turns to me right before we get back to his house, and he says, "Daddy, can we practice mindfulness real quick?" And I'm like, heck yeah, we can. Because my brain's still kind of a mess. So we pull over, find like, you know, this little neighborhood. I turn a mindfulness app on my phone, and me and my son just sit in my car for about 5 minutes, and we do a counting breath technique. And he felt better, I felt better, not all the way better, but here's what I wanna say. Not only is it great that I'm able to do this with my son and he uses this as a tool for his mental health, because kids really need to work on their mental health, but I got to work and I don't know what happened, but it just went away. And here's where mindfulness really helps me out. Mindfulness is about this moment-to-moment awareness and knowing what's happening right now in the present moment. And not only do we notice when the symptoms of anxiety and depression come, but we also notice when they leave. And I swear to you, it was such a euphoric feeling. I was just sitting at my desk and I just felt it leave. I just felt it as it passed, and I was like, whoa. And I just sat there and I kind of just meditated in that for a few minutes, like, this feels amazing. So I highly suggest, like, if you keep battling with these bouts of depression or anxiety, like, don't give up. Keep trying different things. The reason why I put so many tools out there is because different techniques are gonna work for different people. I was going through my whole toolbox just trying to find different things. Now, lastly, what I did today was I took my own advice and I set a goal for myself. I was going to the gym every single day for a long time until I hurt my shoulder, and now I've kind of taken a few months off. And I made a goal today to go to the gym, and that's why I'm all kind of sweaty but yeah, I went to the gym and I feel great. I'm gonna do a whole depression hack series on exercise and how that helps. But now, like, I'm in even better mood because I finally went back to the gym, you know what I mean? So I have it set up, so I'm gonna go tomorrow and then the next day and get back into my routine of going into the gym, because I know that's something that keeps my anxiety and depression at bay. So just remember that. Like, this is the reason why I titled my book Hope, because I'm just a normal guy and I want to give you all solutions to help you with your depression, with your anxiety, with your PTSD, with your bipolar, with your ADHD. I want to give you solutions too, because they're very, very simple. And as much as it seems like when those clouds are overhead that they're never gonna pass, they always do. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.